ladies and gents, Kettle. Long established idea, has a few different names on it and that type of stuff, but it's an original Kettle one. Small cosmetic bit of damage there, it's got a small tiny dent there, hence I got the whole kit, 45 quid, can't really grumble with that. It does come with like a green bag you can slip it into, but basically you get your pot with 2 holes, fire goes in there, Kettle goes up, and it's got like the rocket stove effect, so the whole of the inside of it, which is conical, will just heat up. Huge heating surface, so it doesn't, once you actually get even a wood fire in there and it's on there, with the heat it just draws it through and up. Amazing. You're talking about, well, you have to be careful because the water boils so quickly you catch yourself out, and I've done that twice. Obviously has the old plug there, but feel free to put it in when you're boiling the water and that, and it will go bang because it'll be like a pressure cooker. Don't be stood near it. It's cracking little bit of kit as far as I'm concerned. So what I'm going to do now, it does come with an arrangement that fits down the funnel, and also came with a stainless steel cooking pot. It takes so little time once you've got a fire established for the water to boil that when I tried to cook something in there, even heat it up, this wasn't even really hot. So I'm not convinced about this arrangement at the top's going to be working, because you're going to have water in there at all times. It will be boiling and the heat will just be coming out on a small surface of there. So it's a stainless steel pot, all for 45 quid. Sounds daft enough. I was looking about for one of them, and that will be the cover with that. Okay, that will do for a small little lunch meal or something, but it's stainless steel, and certainly if push comes to shove, it's to do eggs on there, and I think eggs would do quite quickly, or scrambled eggs, but again, it's not a very big pan. I shall come across a reason to use that in carrier. And obviously, once you then take that off, once you've got your water done, what it is, got the old barbecue grill things, which can sit inside there. And I think the idea is that you put your pot on that, and there's a fire underneath, but, and again, I've not tested this. I'm gonna try and come closer, hopefully I'm still in view. Cut a little bigger hole in there so I can feed, obviously, my fuel in there, and then I'm going to drill quite a big hole here, so I've also got 2 methods of entry for oxygen, because once you put that on there, the only oxygen that's coming in would be around the sides and through them 2 little holes, and we all certainly know that's going to need a bit more oxygen than that. So I'm not looking through the lens there or the viewfinder, so I just hope that's all in. My hand should give you a scale size as to that pot, which I don't think is very big. Bigger ones you can get, because that's only a 1 litre one, you get a bigger pot. Everything just gets slightly bigger. But anyway, without further ado, because I want it to rain, I'll stick my old Trangia stave in there. Fuel in there. When I get onto this bag later on, absolutely spanking bit of kit. Even there's side pouches that will take the old Swedish fuel bottles, and I swear by these. Best we not forget to put some water in it, because obviously this thing is only aluminium. You can get anodised ones, but it won't last long if that you put heat on it and it's got no water inside. These will be easy to fill up. Nice wide mouth, which I like. And there we go. That's it full. That's all. Because these things do bubble a tad. So it's just fill it up, then waz a little bit out. And as per always Murphy's Law, which I'm hoping it's going to make it rain, this thing won't light. There we go. I'll give that a few minutes, just well, a couple of just to get established. Because what I want to know with this, is there enough oxygen getting through this air, the old 2 holes here. So I'm going to have another one in the back of it, which I'll do myself. Oh yeah, lovely bit of heat. And will that have the rocket effect? Or the tunnel effect? Right, so it's 1640 now, well, in a couple of seconds. 1640. Oh, I can already feel the heat coming out there. Inside of that is hollow, so that heat is not just heating a small surface like that, it's heating all the way up that tube. Hence, it really does, when you drop the old cones in it, get the balls of water really fast. Hence, that means it's actually not brilliant if you wanted to cook something on top with the arrangement I already showed you. But I love the idea of this self-sufficiently. I'm a brew man, you know, give me 4 or 5 brews a day, I'll keep going with a rucksack on my back or a Bergen. I love the idea of being, you will have what you find. I'm just giving it a test with a a Meths burn at the moment. So yeah, Pete has his cooking kit in here, and 51 Fox has got a brilliant little review of it. So shouts out for them too. £7.50, it's brilliant little, I'll come a little bit closer, keep an eye on that because it does get a bit hot quick, so I'll make sure I'm in frame. It is a French Army gas mask carrier. Both sides it's got a Velcro closure. I'll give you an idea of this. If you're carrying like tinder to initially get your firing going in the old Kelly kettle, that'd be brilliant for that. Any fire starting kits you got, there's another. I'll show you how big they are because you can get your hand right into them. Nice big bit of Velcro on there, and I've had it inside to test out. It goes all the way down in there. It's one square package with it's got a little sleeve at the back. I'm not sure what you could put there. I would put a few very lightweight tent pegs, so you could, but there's another arrangement that I use the bottom of that stove for. But yeah, for £7.50 you couldn't make it, and it is out of a waterproof nylon. You know, the actual material is waterproof, but at the back obviously it's got these 2 things. I'm going to cut these off. So I'm going to cut these off, they don't need to do. But if you wanted to wear that on the belt, it's got belt loops there, 50mm belt loops. And at the sides of any sort of, you know, Berghaus, Bergen, Rock, many of them, they've all got horizontal straps, you know, where the side pockets go. Very easy to attach that as an auxiliary pouch to the Bergen just for carrying your Kelly kettle. And at the bottom there, it's got a shoulder strap. French have a weird way of doing their webbing systems, I do know about that, but I'm going to take that off and that will be sewn onto a loop there, so I can actually just use that as a normal shoulder strap. So ladies and gents, certainly not my original find, but a brilliant find nonetheless. So have a look into that if you've got a Kelly kettle, and just consider it as another patch for keeping gear in that can be attached to the outside of a Bergen, because for £7.50, and that'll give you an idea of the size there. Oh, it's not really working out too well, but there, it will fit that Kelly kettle inside. And I'll say kind of bomb-proof kit for. I mean, you couldn't even buy a pizza with that £7.50, could you? So obviously, I think that's sort of well worth people having a look at. So we're just over a couple of minutes there. At this place. When you look at the bottom of the stove, this grill thing doesn't really work, to be perfectly honest, because there's not enough depth for your fire. So what I intend to do, a lot of people these are, well, Metro Chef, the old IKEA things. I do mean to make myself a bit of a hobo stove with this, but one thing I have done and I have found out is if it's turned over, I cut like that square out. Right, ladies and gents, apologies for that because my camera cuts out if I want it on high definition mode. Now I'm quite surprised really, because we are 9 minutes already into that burning with the Trangia Meths those into it. I thought that would be just as quick as burning. It's just beginning to boil now, but what I had to do, see the old oboe stove, it's got holes in it. I've not just contained the heat, just bang that on the top just to contain that heat inside the tube a little bit more. I can actually see it coming to a bit of a boil now, but I must admit, I don't mean like not impressed, because what's to be impressed about? I actually thought that would be almost the same sort of time as when you've got your old your wood in there, and your pine cones and your straw and all that type of stuff, because that does boil really quickly like that. I think the Trangia is a constant temperature, but certainly not the actual high temperature that you get with a fire inside that tube. So sounds a bit daft, but obviously heat can come through the bottom of that stove, but I've just put that on just to contain that heat inside, and I think that's helped a lot. So it's all about experimentation, isn't it? So I've learnt that if I'm going to use a Trangia in there, got to have something like on the top just to stop the heat getting out too quickly, because it's coming straight up, heat rises straight up, warming the sides obviously, and because it's not an intense heat, it's more of a steady heat in my opinion, that's why it's taking time to actually heat it up. So yeah, we live and learn there. It's coming to the boil now, so I'll go and have a look. All I've done was it's got holes in it so the heat can come through. It just retards the heat coming out. When that Trangia in there is going like a good one, there's a very like yellow flame rather than the blue flame. Perhaps the Trangia doesn't get on with the old rocket stove effect. Again, it's got some holes. I'm just slowing down the heat coming out of there. But not disappointed, because it's all about having a go. I've just learned something there. Some sort of improvised little top that has got a smaller hole in it, so heat can get out. We'll be needing us having a little bubble in there. That won't be too long before I'm having a brew. Got the old metal mug there, stainless steel one, quite happy with that. And it doesn't appear Murphy's Law's working. So we'll have to go to plan B and take the dogs for a long walk, because it always rains when I take the dogs for a long walk. Yeah, it's having a little bubble now, and yeah, 10 minutes. It's in my opinion, okay, it's been done this way. If I just had the normal Swiss, the black windshield and the pot on the top, I don't think it'd I reckon it would boil quicker, to be honest. So you've got to be like fair. I do like the old Kettle, like the idea of it. You never need any fuel with it. And first time giving it a go with a Trangia. As I say, that thing is going to eventually end up as a grill to go on the top of that, so the couple of food can go on. So do you know when something's it's rolling to a boil, but there's not that fierce heat that will bring it to a boil. So perhaps that's the Trangia. Look. So I've done this, what, 3-4 times now? Mrs thinks I'm mad, just come out for a brew, start a fire in there, and it's for me, it's getting that initial fire going, that's the thing that I'm working at. Now, one of the things that I found most surprising about this was initially, once you got it on and you got a good fire established and you're dropping your twigs in, how quickly it came to the boil. But I will say it's probably the fire in there is a more intense or a hotter heat than obviously the Trangia. Now that is nicely coming to a boil, but I will give it a good old boil. Yeah, we're at 11 minutes now. So speed wise, it's not going to win any races, but certainly helps. You just tell by how much heat's coming out. Just keeping that heat in there a little bit longer before it does come out through the smaller holes. Yeah, that's boiling like a good one now. Just going to see how long I've got left. Yeah, you can see a nice old, big old bit of steam coming out there. And again, this is a bit, once it does boil, it goes ever so blooming quickly. And there is a way of picking these up, like that. And then you use the old chain to just give it a pull. Probably should have put some gloves on, but I've not burnt myself as yet. Right. It's actually not too hot. Stick that back. See, it hasn't actually used a lot of fuel. Still some in the bottom. And a brewing 13 minutes in all. And because I've got the litre one, I did have a small spillage there, but that is a full, probably the same size as, say, the mug of coffee. Again, if I wanted more, put more water in there for any washing up or anything like that. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, I've just got my brew. Oh, lovely, lovely. And give the old Kelly kettle an alternate test. It works. You need to put something on the top with holes in it so it just keeps that heat in the actual funnel a lot longer. But yeah, we didn't win any races on time there, did we? I never thought it would be, well, I've come out to do it to actually do a little test just for me. But I actually think normal Trangia, Swedish, wind guard round there, put on top, even that on top would have been just the same, to be honest. But the beauty with them Kelly kettles is when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you can just use whatever you got round you. So anyway, ladies and gents, that's the old Kelly kettle with a Trangia stove. Make of it what you will. Tightwood, take care.